That did not just happen again. That did not just happen again. We will be talking about it on Friday's Central Indiana Scoreboard Show. It's a daily scoreboard show for Central Indiana where we talk about the Pacers, Fever, Colts, IndyCar, IU, Purdue, Butler, Ball State, small colleges in Central Indiana, and of course, the best high school sports coverage in Central Indiana. Please join us. It's going to be a good one on Friday, I promise. You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report, podcast number 287.6. Our NBA Finals Game 1 reaction with our Pacers guy, Mike Rich, our NBA guy, John Robertson, our pro sports guy, Will Retherford, Tipton Tribune and Elwood Call Leader sports editor, Michelle Garmon, Codey Emerson of the Greencastle Banner Graphic, our IU guy, Grant Shouse, and my former boss and one of my favorite people, Mike Hutsell, to talk about another just incredible Pacers win. Just can't believe it, Susie.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Welcome, Pacers fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report. I guess I'm your host, Greg Mengelt, and this is the Game 1 reaction, and this is going to be the podcast again. What in the world, Mike?
Destiny, man. That's the only thing
What in the world?
That is just freaking insane. I don't. I'm sitting there, I'm listening to this game, and I'm just like, they're going to come back. And when it got close at the end, I'm like, they're somehow going to pull this game out just because they keep doing it.
I was listening to the game. I decided I'd rather listen to it than watch the ESPN with the audio, and I knew I could watch the game later, and I love Mark Boyle.
Yeah, that's who I listened to.
With about 5 minutes left in the game, I just kind of started doing other things, preparing for the podcast, and I thought it was over. And my topic was really good signs there in the second half for Game 2 that, to build on, even though they lost Game 1, lots to build on. And by the way, Mike is joining us from Camp Atterbury. You may hear some noise in the background, military vehicles and such. But we're just all flabbergasted here.
Yeah, I mean, this team just, I guess you just give it till 3 minutes and 30 seconds or less left in the game. They can be down by 10 or under, and they're going to come back. And it's just, this playoff is just got to be one of the most crazy, impressive runs ever. Just how they're winning. I mean, these are like the cardiac Pacers. I don't know. It's just wow. I mean, you sit here and you're listening to the game and you're prepared to dissect what they did wrong, and they come at the end of the game. The only time they lead in the game is at the end of the game. Unfreaking real. That's all I mean, just unreal.
We are joined by John Robertson and Will Retherford here with us now, and in just a moment we're going to have Michelle Garmon and Codey Emerson and Mike Hutsell. Everybody, of course, wants to talk about this game. John and Will, welcome to the podcast, and what in the world is going on?
I think they just proved that you can never count this team out. We've been saying it for a while. I told our watch party if we were within 8 at the half, I felt good. What were we down at the half? 12? We were still on 12. And then I said, like, the third quarter was impressive, but oh my gosh, you could just feel it. You could feel it was going to happen with about 6 minutes to go. Like, I honestly was sitting there when I was about ready to tweet, and I said, I'm comfortable. I feel very comfortable right now, and I shouldn't have probably felt comfortable, but I did, and look what happened.
Yeah,
just unbelievable.
Crazy. It just keeps happening over and over. Will,
somebody's got to be shitting me, right?
You're muted.
I mean, this is. I am.
Okay, go. Nope. I just couldn't hear you. Go ahead.
I mean, this is Are we done yet? Like, what the hell is going on? Like in the universe where all the stars have aligned, and like, I mean, it's just Tyrese Halliburton is an assassin in every sense
Insane.
of the word. He just, I feel bad for the poor families of Oklahoma City that just were in his presence this evening, and he just murders wins for other teams and just steals. It just snatches them with his bare hands, and it just continues to happen. I don't. I'm at a loss of words of what happened.
Well, then it's a good time to welcome in Mike Hutsell, Codey Emerson, and Michelle Garmon, of course. Mike Hutsell is my former boss and one of my favorite people in the world. Codey Emerson is from the Greencastle Banner Graphic, and Michelle Garmon, as we all know, we say every podcast, is the best. And she joins us. She, of course, is the sports editor at the Tipton Tribune and Elwood Call Leader. And I cannot believe we're doing this again.
Oh, I know. It's incredible, isn't it?
It's insane. I
I don't know
this
what to
is like,
say.
No,
Hey, Will, as someone who I know you played the game and everything, and I know I've been on it, it's not very often, it's real rare to throw the ball away over 20 times and be just a little over 50% from the free throw line, trail like you did for most of the game, and then pull out a win.
It's unprecedented. I don't know what the metrics are as far as like having this statistic and pulling off a win, but to have 20 plus turnovers in any game and ever win is like, I would say 5%. You win 5% of the games that you turn the ball over 20 times. I mean, they just threw that damn ball around the yard like it was a baseball field. I mean, they just sloppy with the ball, and still,
The
that's
Thunder
the
had a lot
worst
to do
game.
with that.
That's the worst game they've played as far as taking care of the ball the entire year, and they won. It's just,
I'd be curious to know the last time they turned it over that many. Period. Like we'd be having to
Well,
go back. I don't know.
well,
Like if
25, they said 25 was their season high turnovers this year.
oh, was it?
That's
Okay.
what Mark Boyle said on the
Okay.
radio.
No,
25
of course
was.
the ESPN crew doesn't mention that, but the God bless Mark Boyle.
That's why you should listen to Mark Boyle and watch the game later.
Or listen to Mark Boyle and watch the game. That's what I do.
Yeah.
He's like 20 seconds at 12 in the app.
Okay.
Makes it easy for me.
But I have beef with that, Michelle. If you type challenge, not what's successful or
I
whatever.
put lost challenge. He was
Yeah. If you
lost
put
on
that
TV.
stuff in the chat before I actually see it happen one more time, I swear I'm going to come to your house and
Well,
slice your
John,
tires.
John, I hit send too soon. I wanted to say lost challenge because I saw him coming on the TV to announce it. And then when I put afterwards, I wanted to, but I hit
ESPN
send too
broadcast
soon.
is so
And I've
behind.
done that before. I hate that when I do that.
I saw it said lost challenge, and then I still had like 20 or 30 seconds till I saw on TV. I was like, I'm gonna go strangle Michelle. I swear to God.
Well,
I know you like to know before it happens. I don't want to know until I see it.
I mean, I saw your thing come back, and I was like, I saw you coming back, and then I was like, crap, didn't go early. But I'll tell you what, I will say this: what I love, I do love this about this group is they never believe they're out of it. I mean, they never believe they're out of it, and that's what makes this group special. Mike, everybody else, John, how much does this just deflate the Thunder? I mean, I think this is almost a worse loss for the Thunder than when the Pacers rallied to beat the Cavaliers and even the Knicks. I think this is worse because the
Mike
Thunder
Hutsell
actually played really good defense for the most part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike,
I agree with you. This is just disheartening. As a OKC fan, you've got to think we did everything that we do in these games. SGA had 30. They got the other team to turn the ball over. They had a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter. Doris Burks gleefully talking about how this is the run, this is happening. And then they just come in and just absolutely rip your heart out the way they did Cleveland, the way they did New York. They blew Milwaukee out in the first game, but Milwaukee just wasn't that good of a team. But I think this type of loss in every series has carried over, and hopefully we see it happen again.
Man, I'm a believing right now. Mike Hutsell, I just got a text from Grant Shouse, and he said the 30 for 30 on this is going to be insane.
Yeah, you know how we were clowning on the Pacers for their rebounding? I just happened to check the box score. The rebounding, the Pacers out-rebounded the Thunder 56 to 39 tonight.
Yeah, most of that was in the second half.
Yeah, a lot of it was in the second half. You're right, Michelle.
But still.
Yeah.
Hey, you've got to give Rick Carlisle credit, don't you, for at halftime, the way he handled the locker room and brought him back out. I mean, he was great.
Carlisle, and that was, I know we talk about, like advantages. Oh, who's got the advantage? Pacers have the ultimate, I think, advantage with Rick Carlisle. He's been there. He's a championship-winning coach, and not to not gonna lie, and I should pay more attention to the Thunder throughout the regular season and what they did. I couldn't tell, and before tonight, I probably couldn't tell you who the coach's name was.
We talked about that today on the podcast with Will.
I'll be honest, yeah, but I mean, Rick, he's the lineup choices, the substitutions that he decides to make, the timely subs. I apologize for the first half Obi Toppin slander that I was, telling everybody in group. He definitely redeemed himself.
Don't apologize. He was he looked unplayable for
he really did.
It was a complete 180. Like, in that first quarter plus, he was god-awful. And then, all of a sudden, kind of, as the team went in the second half, he found his rhythm, and if your steal game, we for the third, they did it in the
third in a row?
Third straight series, the Pacers have stolen it on the road.
I don't know if it's a steal. I think how they win.
Oh, Mike, come on. That was a steal.
That's a steal, Mike. That's the best team they've played in the playoffs. The Thunder is the best the Pacers have played. That was a steal.
They just win. They win when it's close like that. I mean, don't count them out. If they're close at the end, if they're under 10 and there's 3 minutes left in the game, keep watching.
So before we get too far off of the Rick Carlisle stuff, there's one thing that I think was a huge advantage is the adjustment he made was having Nembhard be the main ball handler, and to Halliburton for being cool and okay with that because they knew it was going to work. Because how many team leaders and stars of the team are going to be like chill with, you know what, that's cool, just let somebody else run my usual spot because it will help us in the long term. So that was a great adjustment by Rick and also a fantastic team effort and play by Halliburton. And then that got Hallie the last second shot, which is his thing too. But I'm just saying, like, being able to be cool with that adjustment, I think was just spectacular team play.
It goes to this team is it. Hallie doesn't care if it's Thomas Bryant, Siakam, Turner, Neesmith, whoever taking Nembhard. Ball handling, who taking the final shot, it doesn't matter. This team is, I know we've said it time and time again, but just plays team basketball. They don't care.
Right.
All they care about is if they come out with a win. And
you're right. To a man, it's team first. I mean, to a man, it's team first. Team first in winning. They don't care about their individual stats. They don't care who gets them there. They don't care what role they play. If it's what's best for the team, they're okay with it. And that is what makes this group so very special, especially at the professional level, because there's not a lot. And I mean to a team. That's 1 through 15, the 15 guys that they roster for these or whatever. And that is real unusual in today's professional leagues.
We're joined now by the aforementioned Grant Shouse, who we mentioned your text that it's going to be a crazy 30 for 30. Have we even talked about basketball? We have barely talked about basketball on the podcast so far. I think we're just talking about how stunned we are because this just doesn't happen.
Theme.
This is never. That's 4 games that historically have just never happened.
I've got to pull up.
It's off the charts nuts.
I just lost for words. It's like
I'm gonna.
I usually have some words to talk about, but it's
John,
like
you're the numbers on the board betting guy here. Have you been making any money live betting these games at all?
Yes. Yes, I have. I was just getting ready to pull up the win chart while you guys were doing that. I don't know how low we were, but yeah, I had the Pacers plus 10 at the start of the game. I added a little sprinkle of Pacers plus 12 at the half because I thought that it was going to be okay, and then I didn't add any more after that, but I probably should have when we were on the comeback run.
I just want to hop in here real quick and say a couple of things. Number one is that I'm 21 years old. I've been watching basketball for years, and what they've done, what the Pacers have done in this stretch, I've never seen in 21 years of watching the game. It's by far the most unbelievable thing maybe I've ever seen in sports. To be down the way they have in now 4 games and to come back and win and consistently have one player making the game-winning shot. It's not like one game. It's now, you go back to game 1 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, it was Neesmith who hit 5 threes that got him back in the game. But when it comes down to the clutch shot or the game-tying shot or the winning shot, it's been one guy. You know, it's not one game. It's been Nembhard. The other game, it's Neesmith, and then Halliburton. It's been Halliburton, and now Halliburton. And I kept sitting there kind of thinking, and this is just the way I am. And I'm sure people are like, oh, I don't know why he thinks that way. But this is just how I think, is that they've had these unbelievable comebacks in these other games. But I just kept thinking, I think tonight is where the magic ends, and they're going to get humbled a little bit. And I was wrong again. I got a buddy who him and I are always texting during these games, and every time he turns the game off and goes to bed, they make this miraculous comeback. I text him tonight. I said, turn it off, go to bed. And he must have done that because I haven't heard from him. And then this game ends up the way it did. So, and going back to the team basketball thing, they play team basketball. Like someone said earlier, they don't care if it's Thomas Bryant. They don't care if it's Ben Shepherd or Benedict Mathurin, who I thought played his role well tonight.
Obi Toppin.
It does not matter. They are going to find ways to win ball games. And I think a part of that also comes down to coaching. And it comes down to that your star player has an incredible clutch gene, one that we've not seen or Pacer fans haven't seen since Reggie Miller. And then the debates.
It's so similar.
Yeah, and the debates from now on are going to be, well, who was the clutchest Pacer of all time, Reggie Miller or Tyrese Halliburton?
I can't believe there's ever going to be a discussion that Reggie Miller is not the clutchest Pacer of all time, and that's a possibility. This is crazy.
It is. Absolutely. And honestly, I'm sitting here, and it kind of just hit me a few minutes ago that they are now 3 wins away from a world championship.
You are not allowed to say that, Grant. You are not allowed to say that on this podcast. We are not going to wishcast.
Don't jinx him.
We are not going to wishcast on this podcast.
It's different, you know. That's a fact, however. You know, that is a fact. But
fourth game in these playoffs where they had less than a 5% chance to win during a game and won the game. Insane. Mike Rich, you and I have been doing this for a long time, watching these Pacers before there was a Pacers bandwagon. And, man, as great as 1994 was, this is just special.
Oh, this is so special. You just don't want to miss a minute of it, no matter where you're at or what you're doing. And, oh, shit. I thought I was, okay, I'm not on mute, am I? Yeah, you just don't want to miss a minute of it. You know, I'm sitting here in a field and in a tent and can't, touch both ends with my feet and head. And it's, but I was listening to Mark Boyle the whole time. And Yeah, I can't wait to watch the next game. I'm gonna try to find some way to at least watch it. So, but no, this is I. I mean, I feel like Tyrese is more clutch than Reggie. I love Reggie Miller. My God, and
This is
I think
next
it's just
level, man. I love Reggie Miller too, but this is
we
next level.
we just have not. I mean, we haven't processed this playoff yet, and the impact that it is making, and what this kid is doing at 23 years old, 24. I mean,
Yeah, I think he's
it's
25, but yeah, crazy.
The stat just flashed on the SVP post game. Tyrese has now tied Reggie for most game-winning field goals in the final 5 seconds since 1997 in a playoff for the Pacers. They both have 5. So we're not wrong putting him in that conversation.
And,
No.
and by the way, the player that leads that statistical category is LeBron James and not Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but his percentage is a lot lower than Michael Jordan's.
Since 1997, it would be a little more difficult for Jordan to be on that stat sheet, but we're kind of cherry picking stats if we're going there for LeBron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, John,
LeBron made a lot and missed a lot.
We're not wasting one more damn minute on this podcast
That's right.
talking about LeBron. We're going to
That's
talk
right.
about the Pacers and what they've done. And what they've done is rally this entire state around them and have shown they're winners. It's flat out. They are just winners. And I feel like that's the best compliment you can give to a team, an athlete, and anything is they just win. And I don't know how they do it. We could sit here and digest the game and dissect and analyze every little move made in the last 3 minutes and probably still not understand how it just seems like they do it. And to me, I think the easiest way is they hit 3-pointers. They shoot the 3 ball so well. That was an advantage that they clearly had tonight. I'm on the stats. They were 18 of 39 from 3. That's 46.2%. And it's just to be able to do that. And down that fourth quarter, it felt like everything they threw up went in. They've just, I hope that they can carry some momentum into game 2 and continue this shooting performance that they've been putting on.
Yeah,
Hey, John, question of the night, I guess, is how did you do tonight?
Yeah, so I did okay on my small bets. My same game parlay missed by 1 Halliburton assist, which would have made me really good money. Which I don't care. Like I legit do not care because
So you're buying us all tickets to Game 4, right? With what you won tonight.
So no, guys, my unit size is not that big. Like so, like when you talk about, I don't know if you guys
save that for some sort of mixtape. He just
yes, we do.
Said,
we definitely need to pull that audio right there.
I mean, I don't know how you guys talk about like sports betting and gambling, but like I always, you're supposed to look at it as units, right? Like whatever.
Well, we know what you're saying, John. It's still going to be pulled as its own quote.
Completely out of context.
Out of context.
Yeah, that's fair. So, but back to what you were saying, I just I got tickets for Game 3 today. Like I got on the presale and bought tickets for Game 3, and I knew they weren't going to be cheap, but they were still more expensive than I expected. Let's just be honest, right? I got balcony seats because they're expensive. They are already up 50% from what I paid for them. Just to get in the building, you're at $900. Like in the building, you're at $945 right
and
now.
after tonight, it'll be more than that.
Well, that's up from where it was. That's up $150 from where it was before the game started. Is it because they were at $850? I mean, I was just looking. They're about $800 before the game started, and that's for Game 3. Game 4, you can't get in the building for less than $1,000. So, I mean, I just throwing that out there if anybody's interested on like how ticket sales are. I asked my daughter earlier after I bought the tickets. I said, if they go up over $1,000 and we can sell them, should we sell them and keep the profit, or should we go to the game? And she thought about it. I was like, I'll give you the profit if we make enough. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. Let's do it. But no, I want to go to the game. I don't want to be that guy. I want to go to the game. Did anybody else get tickets?
No.
I did not. No.
I can't go.
No, Mike cannot go. Game 6 though, right, Mike?
Game 6. If it goes 6, I'm going.
Well, I mean, I would like to have it over with before then, but I hope you get
Me
a chance
too.
to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I
no
don't
kidding.
mind. I don't mind them winning while I'm at Camp Atterbury.
So when we talked yesterday, Greg, I said I thought the Pacers would get one in Oklahoma City. I did not think it would be game one. I thought they would come out looking shaky and nervous, and they did. Right, the turnovers were something bad, but like, man, you got to feel confident after how they turned it around and the adjustments they made.
Yeah, I think that you have to feel. I thought that their best chance, just based on how they've played in the rest of this postseason and last year, I thought game one was their best chance. They seem to come in with a bit of an element of surprise and win game one in whatever way. I mean, it's not the third time they've done it. But I mean, now you just got to hold home court. You hold home court and you pull off miraculous story. One thing I do, we haven't talked a ton of basketball that I did mention today with Greg, was I thought that Neesmith's rebounding would be vital to this team's success, and tonight he had 12 rebounds. So I feel like if that can continue, Tyrese actually had 10 rebounds, so he had a double-double. If that can continue, you got to feel good about where they're at right now, just with everything. If they're able to rebound, you feel good.
I think the pressure is going to shift. I mean, Oklahoma has to win game 2.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, the Pacers are going to be playing a lot more relaxed. I mean, they're up one game. They've taken home court advantage. I think Oklahoma might be in trouble with game 2 as well.
Man, let's hope. Thank you so much, everybody. I just can't believe this keeps happening. Let's talk about another incredible win in game 2. And I believe on Friday we will be having the NBA Finals report with John Robertson. I hope you can all join us to continue this conversation. Thanks so much to everybody for joining the Central Indiana Sports Report. Always appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening, and go Pacers. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love you, Susie. And I love you, Tyrese Halliburton.